Talked about where we can get the votes from, how the votes will shake down, the fact that there's questions the vote may be split, questions of Marco Rubio. We talked about a number of things. This was just one of them, and it was nothing to where that he felt very, very strongly that I needed to make a move one way or another, but he has always been a great supporter of mine.
Let's bring in our company, Galena Espinoza, co-president of Latina Magazine, Simon Rosenberg, the founder of the New Democrat Network and veteran of the 1992 Clinton War Room, and Frank Keating, former Republican governor of Oklahoma. So, Simon, let me start with you as someone who knows Bill Clinton. Based on what you just heard from Kendrick Meek, what do you think? Did he suggest to him? Did he say to him? Did he ask him to get out of the race?
Well, I have to take Kendrick Meek at his word, and I think we all need to. I think they had a political conversation, and I think where we are today is that Kendrick Meek is in this race to stay. I think it's going to materially affect the outcome too much in Florida. I think Marco Rubio and Alex Sink are going to win next Tuesday, and if anything, it may actually bolster the Democrats a little bit because he's getting a lot of attention. It's going to help down ballot in some of the congressional races. It may improve his standing a few points, which could make the difference in a lot of other races, including in the governor's race.
Galena, you don't think so?
Oh, gosh, that just seems so cynical to me. I mean, I think the sad reality of this is that the race there is pretty much decided, and I think that Clinton even floating the possibility of Meek, his longtime friend. I mean, Clinton has stumped for Meek something like 9 times so far.
He's been his mentor for a long time.
And he just headlined a fundraiser for him on Tuesday. So if they're even having this possibility, it really shows how important this seat is and how kind of desperate the Democrats are trying to make something change in this race.
Yeah, well, not just in this race. Obviously, the big picture is what you're alluding to, and the fact that the Senate could still be up for grabs. The conversations, according to Charlie Crist, began last week, and although he didn't talk directly to Bill Clinton, he said on CNBC that he did talk to several Clinton aides. Let me play for you exactly what Charlie Crist said.
I think they made a valiant attempt to try to do what they thought was right for the country. The president spoke about it last night, and I think we'll leave it at that.
Governor, what do you think? First of all, was it a reasonable suggestion at all? And I guess secondly, if you're this far behind in the polls, do you consider it?
Well, Bill Clinton, I've known him forever. We went to school together. He loves the roar of the crowd and the smell of the grease paint. This is a big deal for him to be involved in this political season. He's a former president who really is front and center in the campaign cycle. But in this case, the conversations, the Meek conversation about getting out or staying in, early in a campaign, that's not unusual. Late in a campaign, it does appear desperate. And Kendrick Meek's numbers are really, what, mid-teens maybe? So this is a race between Rubio, obviously, and Crist. I think Rubio's going to win. I hope he does. But it's no surprise that Bill Clinton would be engaged in intrigue. He loves it.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about his role in this whole campaign. I think he's going to have 100 campaign appearances, by the time the final vote is cast on Tuesday. He was hitting on Sarah Palin, and I don't mean in a negative way at all. I mean, he was really going after some of her statements at a campaign appearance. Let me play for you a little bit of what Bill Clinton had to say about Sarah Palin.
She got a big laugh when she said, "How's that hope it changing thing working for you now?" What I want you to think about is something way more important. How's that trickle-down thing work for you for a long time?
Simon, in the big picture, where is Bill Clinton in terms of these midterms and in terms of the Democratic Party right now? Because, let's all face it, he was pretty much written off when Barack Obama was elected.
He's an elder statesman for the United States, our country. He's an elder statesman of the Democratic Party. The Obama White House has been very savvy, I think, in engaging him and using him in playing off what Governor Keating said. Bill Clinton loves to be in the arena. I mean, he likes to mix it up. He's a great politician. He's a true warrior. And he's got a lot at stake. I mean, when he left the presidency in 2000, everything was in good shape in America. He's seen it go in the other direction, particularly under George Bush and the Republican leadership, and he's fighting for a better future for the country. So he sees this as important, and he's going to fight it out. I think not just in this election, but through as long as he can walk and talk, Bill Clinton's going to be out there fighting it out in elections every day.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Thanks to our company who are going to stick around. But I want to go to Richard Louie now because he's been keeping an eye on the closest races across the country and focusing out west right now.
Yeah, we start looking at the East a little bit earlier, Chris. Let's go to the woolly West, and it's the upper chamber candidates that we're looking at in Washington, Nevada, and California. And I want to start there in California. The polls show voter trends in flux, and we're talking about Boxer versus the Arena. The latest CNN Time poll puts incumbent Democrat Barbara Boxer at